Hello, hello, and happy Saturday. I thought I'd come on and do a little whip and chat. I haven't done one in a long time. So I have this diamond painting that I've been working on, and I'm almost done with it. So, I'm really not a live channel. So I don't even know if I'll get anybody in here today, but that's okay because I just wanted to finish this up and I haven't made a video in a long time. So rather than making a video and posting it and all that, I thought I'd just go live and give me an opportunity to finish this up. So this is my diamond painting. Hey, Steph, how are you today? Nice to see you. I'm just doing a little diamond painting. I'm almost done with this painting, so I thought I would finish it up today and show you what I've been working on. I really only have this section left, so I'm hoping. Hey, Chumba Queen, how's it going? I'm hoping I can crank this out. Here's you, Chumba. Do you recognize yourself? So this was from a time gone past when we were going to the gym every day as a group. And I'll just show you who's here. This is me. This is obviously supposed to be a silly little picture. My shirt says Brotein. It's a little hard to make it out, but I can kind of see it on the camera. You have Life with Ron here, and he's drinking a Tim Hortons iced cappuccino at the gym here. We have Gemini. He's being goofy and working out. And Chumba Queen, she's taking a selfie while she's on the elliptical. So that's the the picture I had made. And it's been fun to do. So you can see the bottom. We have some snacks, donuts, it looks like, some kind of coffee drink, perhaps. Maybe that's a cupcake. So, yeah, that's what's going on here. So, how's everybody doing? Gotta get my glasses. This is on a light board, and which makes it a lot easier to see. However, when I turn it on, and I'll just try it because I don't think it's going to work because it's very like it's not blinking in real life, but when I look at it on the camera, it blinks. So I think we're probably best not to put that on. So I'm just going to pull it down a little bit here and work away. I don't have a lot of time. I've got somewhere to be. So we'll see how far I can get in about an hour here. So happy spring to everyone. It's yeah, it was fun stuff. It was a goofy time. We've very creative, yeah. It's been fun to do. It's been fun. I think diamond painting is therapeutic, and I think it can be something to clear your mind and just relax. And I was telling people, when you're going through a hard time or you have things going on, sometimes choosing a subject matter, even that, somebody was talking about, a friend of mine was talking about losing a loved one, and other people have talked about losing pets and things like that. And I said, it's very therapeutic, emotional, when you do a picture of someone that means a lot to you, but it also gives you that time to think about them. And it could be for anything, even like a relationship that's no longer I don't know, you're no longer in, whatever kind of relationship that might be, a friendship, a romantic relationship, a family member that's no longer there. It's kind of a nice thing. So let's get on to our diamond painting. Like I was saying, it's spring. Good way to process emotions. Exactly. KY Philly, hello, hello. So nice to see you. I'm almost done with my diamond painting, so I'm doing a little whip and chat and hoping to crank this sucker out and put a period and be done with this one. So I've gotten a couple of other little diamond painting tools here. This one I'm loving. Um, KY Philly would know what this is called, and she knows everything about diamond painting. But I don't know. It's like this blade. It's not sharp, but you can kind of readjust your diamonds using this. Best thing ever. Wish I knew about that years ago. And these I got from Five Below. This one here, but this thing unscrews, and there's like all these different heads that can go onto this thing. So, but you know, you switch. I even go back to the little cheap one. This one is good for more detail work. So that's what I'm using right now because I've just got little bits here and there to do. Hey, Coloring with Ron, how's it going? A straightener, yes. Yes, KY Philly, that's what it's called. Yes. How did I get I had this one made. So you can have diamond paintings made online using your own custom picture, which I've had a lot of fun doing. I made one for my channel. I'll show you that one. Well, actually, I've made a short on here, and you've probably seen it. But with my Bitmoji or whatever they call it that I use, so I've done that, and this one I designed this picture and had it made into a diamond painting. So forgive me if I don't see everything here in the chat. You know, it's hard when you're diamond painting away here, and then you're trying to read too. So, yeah, well, yesterday was the first day of spring, so it's been really nice in Chicago. At least it was yesterday and today. So I got out and did my spring cleanup in my yard. And I didn't have a lot to do, but raked the yard and picked up any leaves that were floating around and all the twigs. We had some huge storms over the last couple of weeks. So there was just a lot of, you know, filled up 2 yard waste bags worth of junk. But you know what? It feels great because it was only the first day of spring and I'm like done. I already put down fertilizer on my grass. So now, normally, all the neighbors, they're like, you know, working from home and like not working and doing all their yard work and everything like that. So, you know, they don't, by the weekend, have anything they need to do. Well, and I'm usually out there doing my stuff. This time, I just finished it up. So, yay. I'm having a little lemonade here in honor of spring. Not really. Just why not? So, did Skunk come back? Oh, no, it didn't. But I did check. So we don't really have a lot of foliage. I have a lot of ground cover and a lot of landscaping. So that's where the little bugger was hiding. So right now, none of that stuff has yet sprouted up. So I have a clear view, and he's not around. So yay! But I found a solution that works pretty well to keep him at bay. At least it did last year, unless he's become immune. But vinegar? No, not vinegar. Ammonia. So like cleaning ammonia. I got a big jug at Home Depot. I'm spilling these damn things everywhere here. I put it in a spray bottle, and I go around and I'll spray it. I haven't had to over the winter. I don't know if they're like if it hibernates or what, but the place where he had made his little cave or nest or whatever, I would go around, you know, every week or something. Or if it rained, I'd go and do it again and just spray around there. Spraying back at the bushes where I had seen it and things like that. And I filled in so after he didn't like that, I guess, so he wasn't around. So after I felt confident that he was gone, Then I filled the cavern, under the front stoop with stones, and because it had dug out the space, and I threw a rag. He was cute, yeah. I put a rag and a bunch of ammonia and threw it under there because it doesn't get wet under there at all. It was like completely bone dry because it's like concrete steps. Who knew that they were like hollow underneath? I didn't know that. But yeah, so it had dug down deep enough that it had, I guess, found a way to get in there and get under that void. And when I looked under there, there was like, it was all just this hollow space. So I put rags soaked in ammonia under there. And apparently these things have very, very good sense of smell. So despite the fact that that ammonia would dry on there, I think it would still be bothersome to them so that they wouldn't want to go there. So it's working. So that might be a solution if you ever have that sort of a problem, which I hope you don't, because man, that's annoying. Yeah, I think it was the bird seed that it was attracted to, unfortunately, which is so sad because I loved all the birds I would get. I'm still going to do the bird, but I think that also the ammonia sort of irritated the birds too because they weren't coming around after that. And I have been putting seed, but primarily what likes the seed is the squirrel. So I don't know. It's a balance. I'm going to keep spraying the stuff. If the birds don't like it, then they're not going to come around. But we'll see what happens when I think they're still north for the winter. So I haven't had a lot of birds around. But yeah, so I don't know. It's that time of year, though. There's always a lot to do, and I just finished doing my taxes. That was a project that I hate doing taxes, income taxes. It's such a pain. Coloring with Ron says, I just got a new bird seed that the critters do not like, but birds do. Safflower seed. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if I think I've seen that at Menards, which is like a Midwestern Home Depot, Lowe's kind of a place, and they usually have seed. They have a whole aisle full of seed. So I'll go there and see what I can find. Because as Ron knows, yeah, all sorts of critters can be attracted to your feeder, unfortunately. So I also had this area with all of these what do you call hostas, and those come back every year. Well, I had them in this little area that was right next to a walkway, and you have to like divide them every so often, but I just can't. The clump has grown so large that in the fall I cut them down, but then they start coming back in the spring, and they've completely overgrown the area that they have to live in. So I was literally like weed whacking them last year because it was like I can't walk on this path anymore. So I said this year, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spray them with weed killer. As right as they're coming up, it was funny. It was so warm yesterday that by the time I was working outside, I was, kind of sprucing up the mulch, and like at the end of the day, I was okay. I'm going to put the weed killer. The plant had literally within like a couple of hours made, contact from the soil. Just this little bitty amount was starting to grow. So it's like the things are growing before your very eyes, practically. So I sprayed them all down, and I'm hoping that's going to just work, and then I can put something that'll work a little bit better in that area. It was beautiful for years, but it's outgrown its space, and it's digging those out are a freaking nightmare. So, and I don't want, and you dig them out, now you got to put them somewhere else. Well, I have enough. I have more than enough to take care of. So I've got a lot of landscaping. So, yeah. Oh, Lord. So I hate when you get one of these diamonds in the wrong color. I throw them out. A friend of mine, lazy retired granny, is telling me she loves diamond painting. And she was saying she's been diamond painting since it pretty much started out. Oh, let's see what Steph is saying here. Sorry, Steph. Texas. Yeah, I didn't have complicated. She's talking about her taxes once, but 2 years ago, I wound up owing around $3,000 for filing late. Oh, Lord. They charged you $800 for filing late? Yeah. Did you find the lamp at the antique place? No, but I bought one that I like just as well on Amazon. So let me show you how it looks like. Here it is. And this is glass. It has a pull chain, and it shines right where I want it. I can adjust it, so I'm very happy with it. So, yeah, that's what I'm using. And I was like, when you know what you're looking for and you know what you want, and you might find other things, but it's not just right. So I said, and nothing was a deal. You think you go to a place like a, I don't know, it's like an antique place, or what would you call it? It's not a thrift store. It's more like a consignment, maybe, or yeah, I guess antique. And the prices were like through the roof. Like, I mean, you look at artwork and stuff, like everything's gone way up. I'll tell you, I used to go to one. I just enjoyed looking, for no other reason. I rarely buy anything. But there was this place that sold beautiful furniture, like antique furniture, and the prices, it would be like, you look at like a beautiful bed or something, and the price would be like $300 or $250 or something, and you're like, for an all wood beautiful bed, right? Then COVID came, and everybody started buying new houses, like at an alarming rate. And because of the pandemic, remember all the stores, like they couldn't get inventory, and furniture stores in particular, like because everybody and their mom was like buying them, and then all that stuff came from China. So everybody was going to like Ashley Furniture or whatever and like buying this furniture, and then they were like, okay, great, I want it like tomorrow, and they'd be like, oh sure, we'll have it for you, by tomorrow, and they'd be like plunking their money down, and then they'd be like, where's my stuff? I moved into my house like months ago. Oh, sorry, it's back ordered. So everybody was going to those kinds of places. I remember like I went, and like what literally was like $250 or $300 was now like $1,200, $2,000, like within a month, because everything was so in demand. Well, of course, nothing ever goes down again. So now they're like, oh, people are used to paying an arm and a leg for stuff that was a fraction of the price. We'll just keep charging. And so they did. So it's fun to look, but it's more fun to look at the prices and say, the hell no. So I only bring things home that I absolutely love now. And that last time I brought absolutely nothing home. And you come home from places like that. I didn't even show you the other video because I went to another place. I need to make a video out of that one. That one was like a junk shop. I mean, it was like wall to wall. This one, it made it look cluttered, and it was, but like it was nothing compared to this other place where it was like walk sideways down the aisle, try not to breathe, and suck in your gut, because if you don't, you're going to have an avalanche. And talk about crap. Like, I mean, it was stuff just shoved into cases and everything. I made a video, and I'm gonna show you that one. I came home from that, and I was like, first of all, let me take a shower because I feel disgusting. Just the smells in those places will really like knock you out. And then you look around your house and you say, thank God I don't have clutter like that. So yeah, we didn't know what to do, and then for payments was just anxious about, didn't have the money. Yeah. uh, I got a very cute little parrot lamp, reminded me of a Tiffany lamp for my birthday from you. Thank you. You're very welcome, Ron. I'm so glad you liked it. I bought you that probably 6 months ago, and I saw it and I thought of you, and I said, let me get this and I'll put it aside and I'll have it for Ron. So I've been holding on to that one for quite a while, and I finally had a chance to send it off to you. So I'm glad you liked it. You saw the video and you were laughing at the dolls. Yes, yes. It's for extremely wealthy. Oh, those kind of places. I know. They didn't used to be though. We had no lumber at all. Yeah. There were so many things just thinking back. I was talking with somebody about the pandemic, and we were remembering how so many people were dying and how many people did die. We now think like, oh, COVID, whatever. But remember those early days when they literally had to make makeshift hospitals in like tent cities. And, people were dying. They were reporting how, I mean, it was an awful time. It was, and I knew people that passed away, and I'm sure a lot of people did, and um, so we have to remember that too, because I think a lot of people think now, oh yeah, it's nothing. When you get COVID now, it's like, oh, it's like a cold. But it was a terrifying time. So yeah. Uh, Mothball smells. Yeah. If you did house clean outs, you could make money, but you got to store it. Yeah. So when my great aunt passed away, she she was she lived in the original family home that was from the early 1900s, and she lived with her parents. She never married, and after they passed away, after she cared for them, then she continued on living there. And then as her brothers and sisters and family members passed away, she would take a lot of the stuff that that the remnants from that made other people didn't either want, and she kind of started to hoard. I mean, not like you see on TV, but hoarding nonetheless. Excuse me. And she would squirrel all this stuff away in her upper rooms. She lived in a very large home. I think upstairs with 5 or 6 bedrooms, and she began like packing them with furniture and everything, clothing. She couldn't bear. It's like, oh, that was my sister's. I can't throw it away. So we didn't know for years what was going on until she got very elderly and she started needing care. And you don't go up into the private areas of somebody's home. And then it was like, oh my God. So when she died, we were overwhelmed with the amount of stuff. And she came from that era where you like squirreled away money and things in hiding places. So everything had to be gone through. I mean, there'd be, piles of money and rubber boots in the basement, things that you would just pick up and say, ugh, throw it away. No, you had to like put your hand in there and feel around, and it was everything like that. So we had to go through everything. It took actually several years. And then we had an estate sale with this company called Chicago Estate Sales. And they were really good at promoting it, and they knew the right people to get, to send this out to so that they could get the right people there. And they began lining. It was a 3-day estate sale, and people started lining up like at midnight the night before or something like that. And because they only allowed a certain number of people at a time, because they wanted, unfortunately, I guess there's a lot of theft at places like this, because, you can't really watch people. So they'd only let like 10 people in at a time, or whatever the number was. And I don't know, I'm trying to get the best light. I would love to turn this light board on, but you're not going to be able to see anything if I do that. So we'll try this for a while. As the light is changing from the window outside, it's changing how well I see it. But I will say this light board is the best thing ever. So I love it. Anyways, they did a huge sale and got rid of so many of those things. And in the beginning, the first days, nothing is reduced. It's all whatever they've priced it at. And then by the final day, they start discounting things to try to get rid of as much as possible. So, yeah. Okay, Steph. Thanks for coming in. Oh, thank you, Ron, for the gifting me the 5 memberships. Yeah, so I'm glad you liked that, Ron. I'm really glad you liked it. I'm reading. You're getting old when you have to get reading glasses, and these are like my reading glasses now, because I can't see these things, and they're only good for reading. So when I'm looking now distance at the computer, I gotta look, take them off. So it's like, oh my god, I'm really getting old now. Yeah, so this was our Planet Fitness when we were going together and doing that. So that was a fun time. I enjoyed that. So I haven't been going as much anymore. I was having some problem with one of my feet, so I figured why aggravate it. So the last couple of weeks I haven't been going, but hopefully next week I can get back. I've got a lot of projects going on, so that's why you haven't seen much of me on YouTube. And like I said, I'm not a live channel. YouTube classifies you one way or another. You're either a live channel, or shorts, or long form. And I am a shorts. That's where I get my views. That's where they promote me out. And frankly, that's what I prefer. I used to hate shorts in the beginning. When they first came out, I was like, what is this? But, my attention span is not what it used to be either. We're affected by that. And now, you watch some of these long form videos and it's like too long. I never thought I would say that, because I always loved the long form videos. And I also thought, like, what can you possibly say in 60 seconds? Like, that's just crazy. And now that's all we like to do. So, but I wanted to finish this up, and I thought, why not? I'll just do this, and if anybody shows up, great. If not, that's okay too. So I was talking to somebody and said, "What do you do with your diamond paintings when you finish them?" And I said, "Roll them up and put them in the closet." I said, "Really? Me too." I've put some up in my office at work in the past. But there's kind of a fine line because it's like you don't want to become that crazy diamond painting person. You like shorts too, yeah, yeah. They're the I just like them. So you don't want to be that crazy diamond painting person that has 100 paintings up. Um, but there's some that I like and I like to look back on. But I'm not going to put them up all over my house, that's for sure. So I put the one that I did for my channel, the one where I have the Scott Gold experience in my picture. I have that one in a sort of a frame, magnetic holder that has a kind of a rope on the top, and it kind of clips on here and here, and then you trim off the side, the border here, and there's a rope up here, and you can kind of hang it up. So yeah, that was a nice one. Thank you. Yeah, I like that one. And I like this one. I just think this one's fun and silly, and it memorializes a period of time in our lives. And so I started it, and then things change. So, but I still like the picture, and it was a fun one to do. I like ones that have action in them, or something. I mean, it's nice to do one of like, oh, that's a beautiful sunset and everything, or practical things like coasters, that's nice. But I think this is going to be my new thing, doing ones that I design, pictures that I like, because I will tell you, if you don't love the image or the subject matter, you're not going to want to do it. So you might as well. And I have ones that I do. I was working, the last 3 I had made were ones that were framed already. Okay, Steph, it was nice seeing you. Thanks so much. I appreciate you being here as always. Thank you. Thank you, Steph. Love you. So Ron says, so I read a new interesting thing about YouTube. If you want to do live streams, YouTube recommends 1.5 to 3 hours. Any shorter doesn't give it enough time to decide where to push. More people get bored. Yeah. 1.5 to 3 hours. Yeah, that's a long time. I think the only thing I could do for that amount of time would be diamond painting. And, with diamond painting, most people aren't here for the diamond, you're going to talk, you're going to catch up. But, yeah. Well, that's kind of how you do it too, Ron. I mean, when you color and stuff, it's just sort of like you're just doing your own coloring and stuff. And if anybody shows up, great. Lives to me are not things that people will ever go back and look at. I mean, maybe the first couple of days, but possibly. But in general, it's a one and done thing, in my experience, with what for my channel. Everybody's channel is different. Maybe you got one of those channels where people go back and watch your stuff a year later, but I don't have that. You missed what Chumba said. Oh, let me go back and look. I did see her earlier, Chumba, listening in the background, trying to get some housework done before work. Oh, okay. Very good, Chumba. I appreciate you being here. Sorry if I didn't see that. I had my head away from the chat while I was diamond painting away here. Good to hear that you got a job, and I hope that's going great. Remember you mentioning that you were starting something new, so that's very good. Good. Hope you're enjoying it. So, yeah. I think spring will be here, and I saw, it's only I don't know what temperature it is, but at the time it was 61 or 62 degrees out, nice, but far from warm, right? People go crazy. It's like, everybody's out walking their dogs and stuff like that, in t-shirts. Now, I was in a t-shirt yesterday because I was raking yard. So I went out with a sweatshirt and a short sleeve shirt. And I'm not exhausted. Oh, well, that's good. um, no, did I don't know. I took that off right away and just had a short sleeve shirt. But I saw this guy today, and he's out walking in 61 degrees with no shirt on. And it's not the first time I've seen it. Like, I saw another guy at the Forest Preserve with no shirt on. It's like, okay, I know you have like spring fever. That's a little extreme, like, it's not like it's hot out. It's like just warm enough that you don't need your coat. So, yeah. So, but that's the thing, it's like the first sign of spring, and people are like, woohoo, put on shorts. It always makes me laugh. And I'm sure when I was a kid, I was probably that way. And all the kids are out, on their bikes and stuff. So, yeah, I might do some biking again. Gotta get that road ready for I don't know why I wrote that. From working nighttime on the weekends. Oh, okay. Oh, so you work nights now? Oh, you are exhausted. Oh man, yeah, I bet you are with everything that you're taking care of at home and then working on the weekends and in the evenings or whatnot. I'm sure that's a big adjustment. It's feast or famine, that's the thing, It's like all or nothing. It's always the way. You've either got nothing to do or you've got everything to do. That's how it is for me, anyways. And see, I'm a Libra, so our sign is balance. So I love balance. Not too busy, not too bored, but good luck getting that in life, right? If you find it, enjoy it, because it's not easy to come by, I'll tell you that. We're getting close. So I'm doing, each letter. I'll tell you how I did this, because some people rip the plastic off and they go and do work on the whole entire thing at once. Let me read this first. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with bigger home. It's a lot. Yeah, tomorrow we're doing a barbecue outside with slip and slide and water balloon. Oh, that'll be fun. That sounds like a fun time. Gosh, you must have really nice weather to be able to do that. Very nice. Yeah. So the way I did this diamond painting was I divided it mentally into sort of quadrants. So because it's all sticky, I pull the plastic up, I don't know, 3 inches. And then I work on that section only. And I'll try to get so I was working on the number 3s. I'll try to do all the number 3s in one area and then switch to the next one I see the most of and do that. And yeah. Read mine up there. Oh, sorry, Ron. What does he say? Read mine up there. Stop skipping. Read above when you miss. Okay, sorry. Where's Ron? I am lost by that. Exhausted. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, it all makes sense now. Exhausted from working nights on the weekends. Yes. So it's gorgeous out. Yeah, I feel like I'm typing. I feel like my typing is wasted when you don't read it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ron. I'm not trying to um, not see it. And Aries a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to pay attention to it when I'm looking down at the diamond painting and I don't see it. I I guess I just missed it. So, anyways, I'm not sure what I was saying, but sections, I think. So you don't have to drag your wrist and your arm through all the stickiness. You can kind of then have that finished and go up and up and up. So, yes, that's what we're doing. I didn't see anything about Aries. Aries are impatient, right? That's what he'd say, I guess. Yeah, so don't have a lot of numbers left. It's a good feeling, I will tell you that. When you, maybe it's hidden. Yeah, I don't see anything about Aries other than the Aries bit. Let's go back. Was it before Steph left? Because I'm looking from when she left. I don't know. I don't see it, Ron. Well, let us know again if you would be so kind. It did not show again? Yeah, I don't see. I don't know. I didn't. There's only a couple of people in here, so nobody um, blocked it or whatever. I don't know. Did it? I don't see anything that was withheld, as far as I know. No. I mean, the only thing I see is WTF. Then Chumba says no. Then that show question mark. So I see stuff from you, but I don't know. I am sure it's Google. Yeah, I don't know what was happening, Ron. So we're definitely not trying to ignore it. We're just not seeing it for some reason. So I don't know why. Was it something risque? I guess they blocked certain things, but I don't know what it would be. There's nothing much risque to talk about when you're talking about diamond painting. So, anyways. Been getting a lot of projects done around the house, which has been amazing. I've got some more to do. I'm going to do some painting, not artistic painting, some painting of some rooms. So I went and picked out some paint colors, or gathered some paint colors. So I enjoy actually doing those kinds of things around the house, though. I have a lot of experience with it, and It's nice to kind of renew a room, freshen it all up, and transform it a little, give it a new look. So that's going to take a lot of my time coming up, but it's okay. It's a physical job. What the heck? It's not bad. Decode it. Yeah, well, at least we know now. At least you know now. We're not ignoring whatever it was you were saying. We just weren't seeing it. So I'm glad you said something, because we'd have never known that you were posting something that we didn't see. So I guess let us know if you're not getting responded to, so we can at least be aware of it. That's probably where a lot of animosity comes from on live streams, where people go in and they say, "Oh my God, that bastard completely ignored me." And it's like, in reality, I never saw it. But I don't know. It's funny that I can see some things. I see, well, maybe you're typing a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But it looks like we're seeing most things that you're probably writing. Did you give your 10 free memberships? No. Do I have to do that before? How do I do that again? Where do I do that, Ron? Is it something I have to do? No, you do it now. Okay, go on your PC. I'm on there. Now, I don't do that through StreamYards, though, right? I do that through YouTube. I don't remember how to do it. YouTube. Okay, let me go over there. So, well, where do I go in YouTube? Act like you're going to buy a membership for this account. Scroll down. So, like, I go to my video that's on right now. Let's see. Okay, let me go back and look. All right. I should probably mute this so that it doesn't blare. Mute the tab. Okay, go into here. And like I'm going to and click the dollar. So like join maybe? Members, no. Click the dollar. I don't see a dollar. In the live stream, in the chat. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Memberships. Membership gifting. Buy memberships for viewers. Membership unlock members only perks. Super chat. Which one do I do? Like you're going to buy memberships for viewers? Send gift memberships to viewers. The gift memberships you send will be publicly announced. Lucky recipients selected by YouTube get 1 month of access to perks. Send gift memberships free of charge. You have 10 gift memberships. Okay, send 5 now. All right. I did it. Thank you for telling me that. So who got a gift membership? Just doing me. Just me doing YouTube. Sorry. Sick Gemini. MBLO low. Cool. Send another 5 too. Okay, let me do that. Thank you. Yeah, we might as well push them out there. Get some butts on the seats. Diamond, loving Grant, Nana, Strong Minds, Jewelry Lovers, Lisa, Star Child, Stoned as AF, dude. I am a. I don't know what that says, but cool. Welcome. All right. We got some new members. Yay. You do that each month. Okay. Very good. I'll do that. I just have to remember. So you only can do that while you're on a live? Is that how that works? Or at any time? Just once a month. So is that what you were trying to say that wasn't going through? Maybe they didn't like you to. Yeah. Oh. Maybe they didn't like you to tell people that for some reason. That's really weird. Yeah, I understand why you're frustrated because you're telling me that and you're trying to help me, but it looked like I'm ignoring it, which I wasn't. I just didn't see it. So, excellent suggestion. I love the feeling of like getting close to the end of a diamond painting. I think that's what I like about people ask like, what do you like about diamond painting? Finishing. That's what I like about it. You know, when you look at one to begin with, it's overwhelming. And you start and you're just like, oh gosh, you know, think about all the hours I'm going to put into this. Is it worth it? You know, but I don't usually do it during the day like I am today, but that's just because I have a little bit left. And I actually saved this. I could have finished it the night I was doing this. I was like, oh, I'll just stay up another hour and finish this. But I thought, you know, I could do this on a live, and you know, people aren't going to want to sit there for that long. But if you're finishing, then there's a little bit of a feeling of anticipation of being done. So yeah, I figured I'd save it for a live. Now, if I was just cranking this through, I'd probably be a lot faster. But it's good to talk and to socialize a little with the chat. Oh, that's been nice. I was talking about my Aries. Wait a minute. Let's see. Live, or if you have a live or a premiere scheduled. No, I was talking about my Aries characteristics. Even YouTube was like, we know you're crazy. No need to type it. Yeah, Yes, YouTube is all knowing. They know it all. Look at this little diamond. I don't know if you can see. You get these ones where they're like irregular. I'm going to throw that one right in the garbage because I'm not going to use that one anymore. It's very tiny. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So my friend Lazy Retired Granny, she was telling me she started doing diamond paintings like back in 2018. She says that's when they really started to come into vogue. Really, it was invented because it was sort of invented from embroidery. Because if you look at an embroidery thing, they use the same grid, but you're taking thread and putting it through making a stitch. I think they call it embroidery. Or is that the same as cross stitch? I don't know. So then they made it with, diamonds. And in those days, they were not very good. And you had to order them from China on places like Temu. And the quality was definitely not very good. As a matter of fact, you would almost always run out of diamonds. So you wouldn't have enough to complete your project. Can you imagine like how pissed you'd be if you spent all this time doing it and then you're missing drills and you can't finish it? So people started saving them aside after they would do one because they figured when they were doing a diamond painting in the future and they didn't have enough, so they'd save whatever extras. But now, well, I shouldn't speak too soon because we're not done yet. But I've never run into that problem. I've only been diamond painting a couple of years, but there's always been more than enough and you're left with extra. So I'm like, I said to her, what do you do with your diamonds after you're done? And she said, I throw them in the garbage. I said, good, because that's what I've been doing, and I felt guilty about it. But I feel like, okay, you're giving me reassurance to just go ahead and trash them. So she said she was saving hers in a decorative jar. And then at the end of the year, she would throw it away. And I said, yeah, that'd be good, because that way, if one fell off, you could, if you really needed to, you could sift through, excuse me, and find one. But I seal mine with a kind of a clear glue type thing. So they're on there, and what are you going to do? I mean, you put it in a closet or somewhere, or you're hanging on a wall. It's not like you're handling this thing. So, yeah. So what have you been keeping busy with, Ron? If you're still in the chat, have you... I got you that card for your birthday because it had a cruiser on it. It reminded me of your cruiser with a basket and Chi-Chi riding in it. So your birthday's, what, about a week? I think a little less. What is your plans? Are you going out to dinner? Yes, well, that one's always your plan. I know that. Let's see, you're probably going to go out to dinner at that steakhouse. Are you eating beef? You never know with him. He may be, he may not be. No one knows. 4 days. Oh, okay. Counting down, huh? So if you're eating beef, you'll go to that steakhouse. He really likes it. It reminds him of a speakeasy. It looks like a very cool place. He went to the hibachi today, a taste of Japan. I went there. It was very good. It tasted just like Japan. Did you get that egg stuff? What's it called? Actually, let's see. I want a home-cooked spaghetti night. Oh, okay. That'll be nice. You love. Oh, that's your favorite spaghetti. That is his favorite. I remember. You're gonna have garlic bread and spaghetti. You're gonna have meat in it. Are you eating beef or no? Which you should do, mate. No, which you should do. MOR. That was a remix of an old video. Oh. Okay. Okay. I was talking about the hibachi, yeah, and he said it was a remix of a video he had posted before, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I could do some of those. Yeah, I have been busy. But I do have footage of another store. I will tell you though that the last video, and maybe that's why I didn't post the other one, because it was like I only got like 30 something views on that, which I get, but it took me a lot of time to make that stupid video. So it was just kind of like, is that the best and highest use of my time? Because I had to go there, film it, walk all around. Then I had to kind of edit it, and I edited it because that stupid music. They bump the music at these places. Well, sometimes they let it go, and sometimes they don't. So then it red flagged, and it said, you can't monetize. Well, I thought, well, I didn't go to all this trouble not to monetize it. So I says, all right. It gives you the choice to cut the music. So I could cut out the sections. Now it would leave your talking alone and just mute the music, which is a great thing. However, it does kind of make your voice sound weird. But you can only do one snippet at a time. I had like 5. So it has to video process each time. So, that took several hours to get that all done. And then there was some that it couldn't do because it was appearing in multiple spots. So now the only option was to cut that section out, which I was happy to do. But that also had to happen through their editing thing, and it had to process again. So that whole video took me hours to make by the time it was all said and done. And I know the other one had, blaring music. So I was like, after I finished that video, I was like, I don't feel like dealing with another one right now. So I've got the footage on my saved, so at some point I'll do it. It was an interesting one though, because there was so much junk in there, including taxidermied animals, which I think is my favorite part. It was so gross, but they had like chicks, like baby chickens, stuffed and posed. It was very strange. It was in a cabinet of like curiosities. Yeah, some really. Then there was like this witchcraft section. I was like, oh Lord. I don't even want to go in there because my friend Joanne always says, "Don't go near that. Don't go near it." I said, "Why?" She said, "If a hair falls out and then somebody buys that and does like a spell or something like that, then it's going to affect you." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right. Like, get the hell out of here." So, but they had like these black feathers, and then they had like religious artifacts, like blessed medallions and things like that. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do with that in this department here? Like, you're using that in witchcraft, and honestly, I don't like that. So, yeah, I have to do that all the time. Yeah, the editing with the music. Yeah, that's a big pain. If you knew ahead of time, you could edit it. But mine, there was music throughout the whole thing, and it really only identified certain songs, or I guess, or certain areas. Maybe when I was right next to the speaker or something. So, there really was no way to edit it out unless I completely voiced over it. And I do that, and I do like those videos, but it takes hours to do that. So I was like, oh, this will be easy. No, there's no easy. There's no easy. But what are you going to do? All right, we might have to put this lamp on again. I'm telling you, though, this light board, if only it would read well on the camera, then that would be the greatest thing. It definitely makes it more difficult to not have that because the light is from behind and you can see what you're working on very well. I'm going to try to look and see that I got every last one of these before I put them back, switch to the next color, because it really pisses you off when you put that one away and you see one more. So we're giving it another look here. So yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of spring cleanup to do. I checked the gutters. We had a big storm. Everything was like overflowing, and so I thought, oh, I better check the gutters because maybe they're plugged up. No, I think we just had such a deluge of rain that they just couldn't even handle it all. So got the ladder out, checked that, raked all the yard, lots of twigs and leaves. Not a lot because I did a lot of cleanup in the fall, but just the remnants. And cleaned up my patio, used the blower, and last fall I cut back a lot of bushes that were needing attention so that the skunk wouldn't have any place to hide. So I trimmed this one bush almost down to the ground, and I happen to know these particular bushes will just not die, so they kind of start over if you do that in the fall. Probably not every bush, so do at your own with your own caution. But some of these can tolerate like extremely heavy pruning, and you basically, and because I had done it to another one, and I cut it down to the ground, and the next spring it started growing, and within 2 years it was completely back, but a much more manageable size. So that can be helpful sometimes, and that's better than planting a new one because with the new one you don't have the root system established, so it takes years to get a new bush to be mature and looking good. But with like this, basically got a new bush that regrew within a year. So getting close. It's coming together. We're on the Planet Fitness heart sign. What time is it? It's 4:15. We'll try to whip through this. I don't want to spend too much more time, but I like to finish it. I have something to do tonight. So I said, let me sit down here, maybe for a couple of hours, see if I can power through this. Before I get together with some people for dinner, which I am looking forward to. I made a pot of chili the other day, and I think I've eaten it about three or four meals already. So it's very good, but you get a little tired of repeating meals. So I'm using the straightener. Yeah, you have to do that all the time. Yeah. So this kind of gets everything back into a row when it gets a little bit skewed. So you've been going out to restaurants, Ron? I know you always love to do that. I've been picking up a lot of tips from fellow diamond painters. It's kind of interesting, somebody will figure something out and pass it along. So I didn't come up with this, but a fellow diamond painter in the community did. So the wax, you love chili, yeah. You can only go out one time a week. So these are silicone earplugs. This is far superior for diamond painting because you stab the pen with it, and then that's packed into the end, and that's how you grab your diamonds. Now, the stuff that they send to you with the diamond painting is red, generally, like a pinkish red. So when it oozes out of the tip of this pen, you see it in between the drills. And then it's very challenging to clean that off. So this is clear and you don't see it. So that's been very good. No, I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. Okay. We're getting close. I'm just looking for any last ones before I put these away. This is how I do it. So you switch out your little jars, and it's important to keep it out on your desk and not put it back into your kit where you have all these little jars, because then sometimes you forget once you pour them in here what color that was, what number that was that you were working on, especially if you get called away and now you're like, oh geez, which one was that? So I pour them out and I set it on the desk, and that way I know I'm working on N. So if I have to get up if I have to take a call or whatever, I can remember what I'm working on. So most diamond painters know that, I'm sure, because we've all had that happen where you're like, oh God, what color was this? So Five Below has some good diamond paintings, but I wish they would get some more, because it's like I've done them, and they just don't they don't bring new stuff very often. So I did the double cherries. The only reason I did that one was because I love the double cherry candies. And I just was like, oh, this wouldn't be good for me. And I did this flower one. I have several more. So I liked them because they had this gold frame on them. It kind of gave it a dressed up appearance, and I liked that. It's my style. So Hobby Lobby, they have some that are on boards like that as well. And what I liked about that is, this is a canvas, so it's just a thin sheet of paper. Those ones were already on like a board that was like a stretched canvas. So they give a nice finished appearance. And they have quite a bit there. And they were very reasonable. Hobby Lobby is known for their sales. You know, it's kind of like Kohl's, you know. When do they not have a sale going on? Like never, you know, there's always a sale. So I gotta check my phone and make sure I have it silenced, but I need to make sure nobody's trying to reach me here. Okay. Yeah, so they got a lot of fun stuff there. I had a good time walking around there. I would have done a live, I think, but you don't know how the reception's going to be in the different stores. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. One time I went all the way to this one particular store. It wasn't close by, but I wanted to do a live there. So I drove, you know, quite a ways. And when I got there, the reception was awful. It was like fading, you know, scrolling or whatever, where the thing is going around and around. It's like, you're kidding. And honestly, the music was blaring. I was frustrated. I was like, forget it. You know, I didn't even make a video because it was just not gonna. It just wasn't cooperating, and it wasn't what I wanted. So I think sometimes these stores are like, you know, metal walls or something, you know, and the reception's bad, or either that, or they have some sort of scrambler because they don't want people going live from their store. I don't know, because there really shouldn't be any place that you would be that would be with poor reception around here. It's not like it's out in the country or something where you're not getting good cell service. Maybe they don't like that. I was on my glasses, and it was the first time somebody came up to me and said, I don't know if I might have just been talking on my glasses to a friend. And I was at the deli counter, and the guy said, are you talking on your glasses? It was a fellow shopper. I said, yeah. Oh, I was wondering. Probably just look like I'm sitting there talking to myself. But I see a lot more TikTok videos and things where people are getting into like altercations with people when you're out and you're filming, and they're like, I don't want to be filmed. It's like, I've never had that happen, thankfully, but I have. One time I went to the auto show and I was filming. And people are more bold when they're in groups, If they were just probably by themselves, they might not say anything. But I did have people be kind of rude and like put their hand in front of my camera. It was very crowded. And they're there with their buddies or whatever, so they feel more emboldened to say things or do things they might not do if they were just by themselves. And I did start to feel uncomfortable filming because people seemed, annoyed, which what do I care if they're annoyed? But, you just don't know. You just don't want to get into an altercation with where somebody starts, mouthing off and getting pissed and all that. I do prefer to avoid that. Honestly, that auto show sucked. We used to have really good auto shows in Chicago. When I grew up going to the auto show as a kid, and it used to be so fun because I was a person that loved cars. My father would take me every year. He'd pick me up from school, and we'd go straight to the auto show. We never went on the weekend. We always would go during the weekday because he said, no, the weekends will be too crowded. And when I was an adult, I later went as on the weekend, and that's exactly right. I mean, if it opened at, say, 9 o'clock, by 10 o'clock, you couldn't walk. It was like a sea of people, and you were like inching along. And it's like, what fun is that? I mean, you can't even get in any of these vehicles. You can't look at anything. It's a mob scene. So the weekdays were the days to go, and it was still crowded, but you could at least walk. Well, my friend would get free tickets, and we used to go, a group of us every year. But then everything started going. See, nowadays, you think about it, back in the day when they did auto shows, that was like the way that people would go and look at vehicles. Everything was in one place, and they used to hand out brochures. Well, you'd get bags of literature and stuff like that. And, now they don't even have any of that anymore. Everything's online, of course. And manufacturers stopped seeing the benefit to displaying at the auto shows because, if people want to look at their vehicles nowadays, they'll go online. And there's a lot of expense into that. Plus, you got to bring the vehicle, and now everybody's getting in and out of it or touching it, and it takes a lot of abuse. So more and more manufacturers stopped participating, and it started to get smaller and smaller. What used to be this huge convention center, and they would have the whole thing. It's the Chicago McCormick Place, which is I don't know how big it is, but it is humongous. So then they split it into just half the last time I was there, and it was all electric vehicles. I don't like electric vehicles. So I was very disappointed. So the last time I went, I said to myself, I think this will be the last time I come because there's barely anything to see. They used to also have a lot of classic cars and specialty things, and they stopped doing that. And I'd say half the manufacturers weren't even represented anymore. It was a big letdown. So, yeah, I can't really recommend. I loved the teddy bear wheels. I've been to a lot of wheel shows. Oh, okay. Sorry, Belle. I didn't see you here. I was looking down. Your picture is turning out great. Thank you, Belle. I've been to a lot of auto shows here in the mountains. Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a really big deal. I'll show you how the pictures look in here. Yeah, it used to be a really big deal. Everybody used to enjoy going, families. And I kind of imagine that will be something that will fade away. I could definitely see that happening. We're getting close. I see maybe about 20 spots left before we are done. So let's try to crank this out. Should we try to power diamond paint? They had lights under the cars there. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of like custom things they used to have. Wheels. They would even have like first responder, police car, ambulances. There would be a lot to look at. And they would have antique stuff. But all the manufacturers would be there. And most of the vehicles, maybe not like Maserati and stuff, but most of the vehicles you could get into, which was really cool. Especially, I was a kid that was very interested in cars, so that was so fun for me. And they'd have, some of them would, you weren't going to get into the Rolls Royces or whatever. They would have those locked, and you wouldn't be up on a stand or something. But most of the cars you could get in. But nowadays, there was barely anything to look at. And you had to pay to go. That's the thing. It was not like it was free either. You had to pay to park. And then you had to, about $20 to park, maybe more. And then it would be probably $30 to get in. Now, my friend would get tickets because through work or something like that. So that was nice when we used to get 4 free tickets. Sometimes it would even cover the parking. But I think we usually paid for that. But, if it was free, yeah, okay, we'll go. But I'm not going to pay to go to that again. It was a waste. Let's see, we're getting close. A couple more of these U's. All right, what are you working on, Belle? Are you doing any diamond painting? Sherry was in here earlier. It was nice to see her. Yeah, you gotta pay for everything. You've been cranking them out, Scott. Yeah, I kind of have been. I mean, for me, anyways. Not like you. I mean, you are a ultimate diamond painter, but you and Sherry and Star. But for me, I think I've done about, let's see, I've been probably doing it December, January. No, January, February. We're in March. I think this is my 5th diamond painting within that time frame. So for me, that's cranking them out. For sure. For sure. And it's funny, when you look at a diamond painting like this, you like, I see it more clearly as I'm looking on the screen than I do in real life. Like, you kind of got to be up away from it, just, a few inches. I just went to the UPS store. Oh, okay. That's cool. You still doing all your packages and your gift boxes and that. You were always into that so much. Which is really awesome. We're cranking it out here. I'll have to do one of those videos someday where I do the speed diamond painting. Where I fast forward everything and make it super fast. That's probably the only way I'd watch a video where somebody's diamond painting. I know it can be monotonous. But this is the good part. That's like your last bite of steak, or the last little, bite of a burrito. I think that's like the best thing in the world. When you're eating one of those burritos and you get to the very end of it. I don't know. That last bite is always the best one. The last bit of the diamond painting is the best part. Hope you had a beautiful birthday, Ron. Yeah. You mailed one out. Yeah, Ron will be celebrating his birthday here. And he's going to be 18. Right, Ron? Yeah, it's good to see both of you here. It's really nice. Let's see. We gotta get an R. And we're getting really close. Now there's just, a few of these, a few of those. So we're going to be switching back and forth to finish this out. Not much to go here. The home stretch. What's your favorite part of diamond painting? Are you like me, Belle, where your favorite part is finishing it? I bet you are. Because you like to finish your diamond paintings. You're always trying to get through them. On the 25th. Yes, so we all have to remember that. So what are your plans for your big day, Ron? I mean, are you gonna, you said have the spaghetti dinner. That'll be good. Are you and Chevy gonna go anywhere? Or are you gonna get a membership to the zoo again this year? I know that was always something you enjoyed doing. You can't wait to finish the butterfly. Yeah, finishing them up is a real feeling of accomplishment. And I just like to come and look at them. That's why I like the magnetic hangers, because after I finish one, I have a spot in my bedroom that has kind of a hook, and then I can put it up, and it just, you look at it, admire it, because you're like, look at all the work I put into that. Look at how cool that is. And then you can, when the next one comes along, you put that one away and put up the other one. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't display all these, but it's just it's just a hobby. I was talking to Dr. K, and he's been enjoying painting, and he's been enjoying doing some drawing too. So I said, yeah, it's a very good thing, especially a high stress, when you have a high stress job or whatever. Spa. Okay, let's see what Ron says. I can't wait to finish butterfly, says Val. Homemade spaghetti dinner, homemade cake, and Bella and Chi-Chi's birthday cake and presents that day too. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I remember you celebrate together. And spa day, right, Ron? And Tim Hortons coffee. Scott bought me ice caps for the next week. Yeah, they're a lot of fun to do. Yeah. Yes, you got your ice caps. So those will be yummy. All right, we're getting down here. Now we're going to have 2 of the 6s and 2 of the 8s. And, we're going to be switching back and forth a bit here, but we only got about 12 more diamonds to put down. So that's the thing that I like paintings where there's color blocking, which means large sections of the same color, same diamond, because then you're not switching back and forth quite so much. And those tend to go a lot faster then, because you can just lay a bunch of them down and before you move on to the next one. But we're getting there. Let's see. A couple of 3s. Not too many. We'll just put out a couple. All right. Let's see. That might have been it for that color. All right. This was a fun picture. Took me longer than I thought. It's only a 30 by 40, but there was a lot of detail here. The bigger the painting, the more detail you'll see. So generally speaking, a a picture like this where you have people's faces, it's better to do, larger ones because you're going to see more of the detail. So, but I don't like to go much larger than 30 by 40 because I get tired of working on the same picture. I like to, have something else to do. But when I start I'm not one of those people that I've been hearing about people that like to have multiples going at once, and they'll have one project 50 by 50. Yeah, that's so pretty, Scott. Thank you. They will have multiple projects going at once and stuff like that. I don't think I'd like to do that just because I like to get it done. I think it's good. The best feeling is when you've accomplished it. So we're in the home stretch. Did you ever put a wrong diamond, Belle? I wonder if I ever do. I mean, you don't know. But sometimes I'll look at one and I'm like, well, that looks odd. Why is that one that color there, So I've pried one off before to check, and it's been right. But even this one, try to find it. I don't know, like here, that one looks weird to me. Why is that so one dark color? But I think I've looked at it and it's right, so. Okay. Only a little bit left. And I have a rolling, office chair here. And sometimes you go to back it up and you hear crunch, and that's rolling over a diamond. Because you do find them. I do sweep. Remove it if you don't like it. Yeah. Yeah, I might. I don't know. After I'm done, I might peel it off and just double check it that it's the right color. Could be wrong color. Remember Bob Ross? He would do his painting on TV. He'd say there are no mistakes, there's just happy accidents. I saw, interestingly, so Bob Ross never sold any of his paintings. He was very well known. I mean, if you don't know who Bob Ross is, he was this guy that he was a white guy, but he had this afro, and he would paint pictures on television. I don't want to say it was like PBS. I'm not totally sure if it was or not. And he would show you the picture first of what he was going to be painting, and then he would paint it during the course of the program. And he would show you techniques. And the idea was you could potentially do it yourself. Now, no one ever did it themselves, I don't think. You just it was more fascinating just to watch him complete a painting in the course of a half an hour. And he kind of had developed, well, the story that I saw, because I did kind of see a little documentary on him. Hey, Sherry. Yes, on PBS. You loved Bob Ross. Yes. Need to get Mr. K to paint live. Yeah, yeah. That would be fun. He probably won't do it, but but Bob would he had his partner, this woman that had sort of bankrolled everything. And she was a wealthy woman, and I I was she a painter as well? I don't remember, but he and somebody else had developed this sort of process of painting that, critically, a lot of people would say, professional painters or whatever would say, oh, his technique is, not correct or whatever. But he had figured a way to accomplish these paintings quickly, this particular method. So he would paint two pictures. The one that he would paint ahead of time so that he could show the audience, and then the one that he painted during the course of the show. And Bob would keep one, and his partner, this lady, would keep the other. And so he passed away, and none of these paintings had ever been sold because he never wanted to sell any of them. And I don't know, they had an agreement or whatever. So now there's this massive collection, because think about all the years that show went on. And they obviously know everyone, people loved and adored him. There's so many people that would love to buy. So this has tremendous value, but they can't exactly say what the value is and the problem is when you have something like this, the value is in the scarcity. So it's sort of like when they release the PlayStations and all that, the video games, they artificially create an elevated price for them by making them more scarce. They intentionally don't release very many of them to draw the price up. So, you don't want to just go into the market and put all of them up for sale at once, because the price then would be very low. So last I heard, none of them had ever been sold. But I think, Bob had passed, and I believe the woman, I don't know, the woman that had them, the other ones, was either still alive or very old or something. But I don't know. We'll see whatever happens. Because that would be pretty cool to have a Bob Ross original, wouldn't it? Yeah, charity maybe. I mean, it's pretty cool that there's two of every one of, every painting that he did, there was two. Because, he always showed it first in the beginning of the show to show you what you'd be painting today. And then he'd have the other one that he completed live on the air. And it was almost always landscapings or landscapes, nature scenes, mountains very often. He was famous for his happy little trees. And he was famous for his hair. That perm. I'm assuming it was a perm. Who knows? It's kind of like a Richard Simmons. I think that's who he reminds. I mean, it wasn't. He wasn't like super out there like Richard was. Richard Simmons died not all that long ago, too, maybe a year or two ago. And that was an interesting story because his fans were like wanting, nobody had seen him for like years, and they had wanted the police to do like a check on him, wellness check or whatever, because they were like, oh my gosh, the only person that sees him is his housekeeper, and maybe she is holding him hostage. So, Richard, he was very flamboyant, but he never publicly, came out as gay. I guess he had a very religious upbringing. And so when he died, they said that was his companion, this woman. And she was interviewed later, and she said, yeah, they were companion. Now, I don't know that meant they had a physical relationship, but she was like, yeah, we were like basically married, or, I think that surprised a lot of people. Now, I think I have like one, like one letter of this, one letter of that. All right, well, let's get it done, I guess. Sherry, how long have you been diamond painting? I remember hearing about it for the first time. Sherry says, I met Richard Simmons once back in '92. I literally ran into him at LAX. How cool is that? Wow. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, he was a larger than life personality. I remember that he would. Remember he had his Deal a Meal? That was his like weight loss products. And he had the Sweating to the Oldies, which was like workout tapes. And I remember he used to like go on, either he had a talk show or he used to go on talk shows. He started diamond painting in 23. Okay. And he would befriend or whatever, like these very, very obese people. And he would call them. And some of these people, like, he would call every day. And he would say, like, yeah, every morning, he would have his calls that he would make to keep these people that were trying to lose weight, like, motivated and stuff like that. So, and do you remember another person? Do you remember Susan Powder? She was this blonde woman that was like, I always thought she was kind of a bitch, to be honest, but like, she was a big weight loss guru back in the day. This bleached blonde hair, short haircut. You said you met Jimmy Carter. Oh, cool. He was from Georgia, right, Bill? He was so humble, Jimmy Carter. And Sherry says, he was a nice guy. I actually tripped over my luggage and fell into him. Of course, I had his exercise videos. Oh my God, what if you like tripped and fell, and then his exercise video tumbled out of their carry-on? Wouldn't that even just make the story so much better? And then Richard was like, oh my God, that's my copy of Sweating to the Oldies. You're like, yeah. Oh my God, would you sign it? And then you became fast friends. That's how my mind works. I like picture the whole scene. So did Richard say anything? Let's see. Jay. We're getting close. Like we literally have like 5 more diamonds to lay here, but they're all different. Here's 2 J's though, so let's get those. I will be glad to have this done. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 remaining, guys. We're almost there. All right. Number 6. This is where it gets tedious. It's like dump out 1 drill and place it. Next. 1 S. Do we have an S? So see, you still got quite a few left over. So that's good. Not like what I've heard the old days were when you didn't have enough. 1 S. Okay. I see a D. All right. 1 D. No, 2 Ds. Oh. 2 Ds. Let's go. We're almost there. G. D. Okay. 1. Number 2. This is the last one, guys. Oh my God. Let me just look. No, 2 more. I lied. A number 2 and a number 3. All right. Number 2. Number 2. And my last diamond. Number 3. All right, here we go. It's done, guys. It's done. Look at that. There we have it. Who knows how many hours of work. The last diamond. Yes. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Belle. Thank you. Look at that. Finished. Yay. Sherry says, talking about her Richard Simmons encounter. I was very shy back then, and I was so embarrassed, but he was very gracious. I just told him I loved his videos, and I had lost about 20 pounds dancing to his oldies or whatever video I had back then. That's great, Sherry. Oh, thank you. Congratulations. Awesome completion. Thank you so much. And Belle says it's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, this was a fun one. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun to make my own diamond painting here and create a scene that was something from a time period in my life where we were working out and going to the gym together. Thank you, Ron. I hope you like your depiction here. as you see, with your Tim Hortons coffee, which was just for fun. Me with my whatever candy bar or something. We've got donuts here down at the bottom. Some kind of, I don't know, juice box maybe. It's like a coffee or protein drink. You can see Chumba here taking her selfie while she's on the elliptical. And Joe and I being a goofball with his pink weights. You see Planet Fitness off in the background, the disco ball. We have donuts hanging from the ceiling and slices of pizza. And I have a barbell here and protein on my shirt. So very fun. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it looks great. So, well, and we are right at 2 hours. That was longer than I expected. My estimate was 1 hour, but we made it in 2. So, time flies when you're diamond painting. So, I will wrap it up there. But I want to thank you guys very much for being with me here tonight and helping me pass the time while I finish this project up. It's been a labor of love, and I've had a good time doing it. So thank you all who've come in. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Miss Southern Belle. Thank you to Sherry, KY Philly, Diamond Painting, and more. Thank you to who was here before. I know we had Jersey Love Steph. I want to thank you for coming by. A Chumba Queen, of course, was here as well. I'm sure I'm missing someone, but I hope not. Anyways, guys, if I missed you, I apologize. Coloring with Ron, of course, is here. Life with Ron is here. And thank you, Ron, very much for the gift memberships that you gifted me tonight. I do appreciate that so much. And I was able to, and thank you for reminding me as well to give out some of those gift memberships that I was able to gift. So 10 people that I could give out, and Ron gave me 5 memberships. So that's an awesome thing. I appreciate it. So I think we'll end it there, guys. Thank you very, very much for your love and support and for being here and showing up with me as I finish this project up and brought it to completion. So goodbye, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.